the milk, the mother excretes milk out of the pores in the skin, and the young platypus lick the milk off of the abdomen. The mother has grooves specifically designed to keep milk that is excreted out. That is bloody weird. Why do I now know that we're somehow going to incorporate that into this episode?
Welcome
Michael.
to the Lytecast Platypus special.
Am I needed to record this?
No, we're recording right now.
Why?
So we could catch that glorious bit of platypus news. Yes.
Oh, okay, so we should probably actually say the platypus news instead of just saying that it's the platypus special for no reason.
No, I was recording your little speech about the platypus. There, that's going to be at the start.
Oh, where are you? Brilliant.
The platypus is also a venomous semi-aquatic predator. It has barbs next to its feet when it stabs people with them. It also has teeth.
Just like the gaming industry.
But, yes, okay.
Yep. It's poisonous and bites you.
So, hello, Michael.
Oh, hello, Luke.
You've been having a fun time?
Oh, I have. Oh, Nathan's not here with us today, Luke.
No, Nathan's here. Say hello, Nathan.
Hello.
There we go. Nathan's here.
Super. Oh, we've got a special guest today, Luke.
Yeah, Nathan.
Hello.
We need. We need to keep the air of professionalism, Michael.
Okay. It is Nathan, but he's got a special nickname today, which is Alex. Hello, Alex.
It's Nathan.
Oh.
Please, Michael. Stop with your lies. We don't lie on the Lytecast. It sounds similar, but this is not the Lytecast.
It's called the Lytecast for a reason, Luke.
Yeah, but I've literally just made that joke.
Ah, well done.
See, you can't trust him. You cannot.
So
anyway, what have you been playing?
I've been playing the same thing over and over and over again.
What you do in your bedroom at night is not my business, Michael.
What I was playing in my bedroom last night was Super Smash Bros. On the 3DS. Again. Fantastic. And also Destiny. And also Borderlands, the pre-sequel. But we're going to get to that a little bit later, Luke.
Yes, we are. Nathan, what have you been playing? More of your military video games? You've been playing that Alien Isolation. You've been fighting aliens.
Sounds about right.
Yeah, okay.
That is what Nathan would say.
That's good. You can talk for 10 minutes about Alien Isolation then. And then we should be good.
So, in Nathan-like fashion, I purchased the game and played through it within the first night, and then returned it the day after.
Oh, it was a good game then.
Oh, of course.
Yeah. Was there an alien in it, and were you isolated?
Oh, there were many aliens.
Wow. Yeah. Are you referring to your crew members due to the fact that they are alienated from you?
Or Mexican.
Yes again.
Wow. Luke, what have you been playing?
Fuck all, except for Borderlands, the Borderlands.
Fair enough.
That's it.
I mean, it just came out, Luke.
It's been a busy week, and so I've been not doing much apart from that.
Wow.
Yeah, my computer broke down.
Hey!
The screen broke, so I was on this shitty 5-year-old laptop running fucking Ubuntu off of it. Barely worked. All I could do was watch Netflix, and that was it.
Oh, what a horrible life. Watching
That's why
Netflix.
I didn't do my homework.
Well, alright, shall we do a little bit of the news?
Yeah, you take it away, because I don't have any.
Brilliant. Alex?
Yes.
You've been playing Super Smash Bros. Sorry, Nathan. You've been playing Super Smash Bros. On the 3DS, have you not?
Yes, Nathan definitely owns a 3DS.
Well, and you are aware that there is a Wii U version coming out in November, right?
I am aware that it's not coming out when we go to PAX.
Yeah, it's coming out a bit later, which is disappointing. Anyway, did you know that it has recently been announced that on the Wii U version...
is a playable character in DLC.
Spoilers. We're getting to that a little bit later.
Today we are all Mewtwo's.
Sorry,
Anyway,
I have to stop
continue.
for a second and rethink my life. on the Wii U version, it has recently been announced that eight players can play on the play screen at the same playtime.
Yes.
Yeah.
Did you watch Nintendo's 50 Things You Should Know About Super Smash Brothers on the Wii U?
No, but did you?
Yes.
Oh, we're actually informed this episode, Luke. It's a miracle.
I refuse.
Alex, would you...
To balance it out, I not only didn't watch
would
that, I made my own that was about Call of Duty, but I said it was Smash Brothers.
I see.
Did you know that Soap will be a playable character in Smash Brothers?
You mean Snake, right?
Soap from Call of Duty's Black Ops 1 and 2. No, Modern Warfare. Did you know that Soap was in Black Ops is going to be fact number 2.
Wow. For Super Smash Bros.
Yeah. Did you know that Soap was in Super Smash Bros. Black Ops?
Can you also play as a dog that gets electrocuted?
Yes, but you can't play as Mewtwo.
Oh, no. Nintendo lied to us.
Nintendo lies to us all the time. Please.
It's true. Ridiculous. Anyway, it has also been announced that due to the uproar of the fact that Mewtwo is not in the new Super Smash Bros. This time, Nintendo's gone, hey, we're okay. And they did a little dance. And then out of their hands came Mewtwo next year.
Or they just didn't make it in time and decided, we should probably finish this.
Or that.
They needed to wait for the planets to align so they could do the ritual.
It's true. They did like a little rain dance instead of rain coming.
It took them too long to catch Mewtwo with all the Pokeballs.
It's true.
They completely forgot to buy the timer balls in the Ultra Ball.
They only stocked up on the normal Pokeballs. Idiot.
Yeah. Yes, you can buy 100 at a time. Doesn't mean you should.
But they're so cheap and affordable, Alex.
Well, that reminds
then you only get one Premier Ball.
That reminds me of the topic I was going to do, things you should never ever do. So one of the people from BioWare working on Dragon Age Inquisition came out and he was like, that they are getting rid of healing classes in Dragon Age Inquisition, which is okay, it's fine, whatever, that's an interesting choice. But then he went on to dig himself into a massive hole. He was like, by saying he couldn't complete Dragon Age Origins on normal. And Dragon Age Origins isn't a hard game. It's not hard. He couldn't do it. He found it too hard.
Why would you
he had
even
to turn the
admit to saying
difficulty
something
down,
like that?
and so he did that Dragon Age Origins in 2, and he was really excited to announce that they're going to have much easier battles in Dragon Age Inquisition he's calling popcorn battles, where you barely have to play at all. Not realising if I'm playing a video game, it might be because I actually want to play the fucking video game.
Look, you're speaking madness.
I was so excited. It was doing so well, and then this moron comes out and he's like, do you know what would be great if you didn't actually have to play our video games? I'll just go watch Lord of the Rings. They're basically the same thing.
It's true, Luke. Like, there's that bit where Gandalf does that thing, and you feel like you wanted him to.
That guy was just sitting in the audience, stuffing his face with fucking choco ice cream and popcorn. He's like, oh, this is the greatest video game ever.
Look, it's hands-free video game.
I'm so mad. So mad. They were so close to making a good game, and then they just had to throw it away. Just throw it in the bin. I'll just play it on very hard and hope that sorts everything out.
It should do, Luke. I think. I mean, it's not like he will be altering very hard, since he won't be playing very hard at all.
He probably has trouble getting out the front door when he wakes up.
It's true. Doors are overpowered these days, Luke.
Yeah. That was so close to being good, and then he came out and said that bullshit. It annoys me so much.
Speaking of good decisions, Microsoft is probably not going to make Minecraft 2.
Why would they when they could just not spend any money and keep milking Minecraft 1.
Exactly.
Because somehow people still are buying it.
Yeah.
There's enough copies for every man, woman, and child, and people are still buying them.
Yeah, because people buy alternative accounts. I have no idea why. Maybe they like different names or just variety, like a buffet salad.
Yeah, well, some people buy those
yeah.
skin packs you can get on Xbox and PlayStation, so these
That
people are out
too,
there.
and with all the new consoles coming out, they're producing them for the new consoles, and, you know, when Timmy gets the new Xbox One for Christmas, he's probably going to get Minecraft.
See how many
Xbox One
versions
as well.
you can get that aren't as good as the PC one.
Abundance, Luke. Abundance of bad copies.
I would just like to point out, in other gaming news, Spelunky was just beaten with a dance pad.
For those who are not familiar with Spelunky, Alex, would you like to run us through?
It's like a randomly generated... Would you say it's like a dungeon crawler, I guess?
Yeah.
The idea is you go from the starting point to the end of the level using bombs, ropes, and guns, and if you manage to find them.
To popular...
To save the princess and get treasure. That's pretty much how it goes.
You do it to popular catchy Japanese dance music, right?
Not really.
Darn.
But this one man has.
So it's basically Call of Duty, is what you say.
But this one also does not have Mewtwo. Disappointing.
Is it like Skyrim with guns?
It is.
That's
absolutely nothing similar.
Oh, brilliant. Talking about things that are not similar to Skyrim at all, do you want to start talking about the Borderlands? This is a pre-sequel.
Sure.
Well, we're off to a good start. Borderlands is a set of video games set in the far-flung future of the Wild West. And you play as various cowboys who travel the Wild West to fight other bandidos or Australians.
Yeah, or in this particular case, space Australians. It is usually set on the planet of Pandora, which is ominously named after the box that spews out darkness. But in this case...
Much like the vaults.
Or Texas.
Wow. I think we need to just give a moment to that. In this case, it is set on Space Australia / the moon.
The moon.
Of
Not
Pandora.
the moon.
No, not the
You're not
moon.
on the moon. You're on the...
Pandora's moon.
Yeah, that one. You will not find one small step for man on this moon.
Also the Hyperion Death Laser Station thing.
Or
its name.
The big metal H in the sky.
Yeah, that one.
Yep. Alex, you've played it the most out of both of us, all three of us.
Yeah, I would say I'm about 20 hours in on 2 characters.
Hooray!
Up to level 13 with you lot.
Well, how's the story so far, since you're the one who's gotten through most of it?
Story's pretty good, I guess. I have been doing a bunch of this, like, all of the side missions, so I'm not that far ahead story-wise.
Compared to the other games so far, would you say that it's about on par?
What do you mean compared to the other games?
In terms of story.
Well, are we comparing it to Destiny?
No, because it's like saying, shall we compare this boulder with that grain of sand on the floor there?
Exactly.
Which one has the most disappointing loot? Like, you pick up a gun and you're like, yeah, and you... Oh.
Destiny.
Wow. Okay, so I've found, personally, with Borderlands pre-sequel, the guns quite like... Luke, you made this assessment that it's very similar to Borderlands 2. And I think that's in the fact that because they have, you know, how many guns did they say? Like a bajillion.
Yeah, but that's like, it's kind of like when BioWare said that Mass Effect 3 had a billion jillion endings. It wasn't true.
Wait, are you telling me Mass Effect didn't have a billion trillion endings?
No, it did have a color selection menu.
Sometimes Shepard looks different.
Fair enough.
Is that what they mean?
Yeah, it's true.
No,
just-
when they actually were, when people were like, please explain, it turns out they meant like, all the different decisions you make, apparently those mean it's a different ending.
I
Yeah.
see.
Not that they actually influence the ending.
No,
It's just
it is.
their
genuinely-
existence.
But you see, Luke, it is a completely different ending if your character looks completely different.
Exactly. There's a million different customizations to your character. Therefore, there are a million
course.
different versions
Like-
of each ending.
I'm just gonna pick up my wallet and put it down. Now I'm gonna pick up my wallet and then I'm gonna say Rex is dead and put it down. And totally different and enriching experience for me. And now my wallet is green instead of red, and that's a fantastic thing for everyone.
Oh dear. Whatchamacallit? With the guns, I'm pretty sure it's the fact that because there are just so many, it means that there are
It's like
all
a
of the
gradient.
in-between guns between the very... Okay, so if you've got 5 guns, and then you have 20 guns, but you have the initial 5 within that 20, you're going to have that variation in the 5, but then as soon as you have iterations between them, then the uniqueness of the guns feel a little bit less due to the fact that you come across
Well,
those features a little bit more.
I kind of
often.
agree to you on a certain point. Each of the manufacturers have their own specific, like, gun styles, if you want to put it that way.
Yeah.
Like, Torg guns have explosive ammo. That's Torg's thing.
Yep.
Then there's TDR, which it explodes when you reload.
Once you throw it, you should specify. That would be a pretty crap gun.
Well, that's how it works. You run out of ammo, you throw the gun, it explodes. You can throw it with half its clip still in it, does more damage. That's how TDRs work. Then you've got Hyperion, which you get more accurate the more you shoot it. Like,
Yep.
God, I hate those
faster.
guns.
I think
And then
trying to
Maliwan
remember what-
is
Malawan is elemental effects.
Yep.
I'm trying to think of what Vladov was.
Russian.
They're just basic. I think they've got a higher fire rate or something like, or more damage.
But we understand where you're coming from, where each manufacturer has its different
But
very
it basically
specific-
breaks
Yeah.
down to, like, for
Luke's
pistols,
right.
for
It is
example.
higher fire rate with lower accuracy.
For pistols, for example, it basically breaks down to revolver, single shot, burst shot. Then from that, it'll be revolver with explosive ammo, or single shot that explodes when you throw it, or something like that. And it's just
There are some guns that you pick up which have consumes double the ammo to do double the damage.
those are the explosive ones usually, aren't they?
They can range. I picked up a electric one, which is
But still, that's just like
Yeah.
it's practically just fucking about with numbers again. It's basically saying you've got half ammo capacity, but instead of doing 30 damage, you do 60 damage.
yeah.
So, I think it wouldn't feel as bad if the elemental effects felt a bit more distinct. Like the freezing one that they added, that's
I don't
good
know.
because
I'm
that
loving
actually-
cryo damage.
Yeah, cryo's good because it feels different, but fire and electricity and corrosive, they have different uses, but they all look and feel the same when you're using them.
Yeah.
And that, I think,
I just want to put one note on that is when it comes to fire, it is incredibly worse in this game as
yeah, they nerfed
you
it super
can't
hard.
you can't light someone on fire if they're not in a vacuum of air.
Oh, they are in a vacuum of air.
Oh, sorry. When they are in a you can only do it when they're in a vacuum of air. Otherwise, it just does a little bit more damage.
Mm.
Whereas electricity is, you rip through their shields a lot quicker, and corrosive is, yay, I'm getting rid of machines a lot quicker.
Yeah. But,
Like,
for an
Becomes more relevant later on in the game.
when I play, I always feel like I end up always having the same guns over and over again, without that much difference between them through a course of a game. Sure, there'll be like a couple standout guns, but then they'll start being shit, so you replace it with whatever gun you find, and it's just like the one you had before. It's annoying.
Yeah.
Still a great game, but
Just
I
that.
feel like their boast of a billion jillion individual guns doesn't really pull through that much.
Speaking of things that deal damage, with the whole it being on the moon aspect means that there's less gravity and you have all these different air and low gravity related things that you can do.
I would like to point out on what Michael's trying to say. There's a new item in the game called an Oz kit, which is pretty much
Because it's meant to be
an
Australian.
air system. Yeah. Is a breathing system. So because you're on the moon, you need air. This kit provides you with air.
So now you've got a shield bar, a health bar, and an oxygen bar.
An oxygen bar.
Yep.
And you can use up oxygen to double jump, or that's it, really, isn't it?
You can slam down.
You can also slam into the ground. I forgot
You
that.
can supercharge revives, so you can get people up off the ground quicker.
So you can revive twice as fast by using up your oxygen gauge.
Indeed. Have you found that it's really changed the way that you're playing it at all?
Other than when you go into an area with no oxygen and your jump is significantly less, that's about it. I mean, yeah, the ground slams are pretty nice if you've got like electric damage or cryo damage.
I really don't use it that much though, because it's just a bit awkward to use.
It all depends on how you build your characters, because my Athena that I've got had a cryo Oz kit, so I was constantly running up to people, slamming down, freezing them, and then just one-shot meleeing them.
Yeah, okay.
But that's just how my loadout ended up coming together.
I just like the ability to revive people with it, because it just makes that a far less tedious process. Because before you just had to stare at someone for ages before they actually got up, and it was annoying as hell.
Does it actually make you make hard decisions along the lines of, well, I could revive my friend faster, but I can't see oxygen within sight, I'm going to start. But then again, what I found is that...
because every enemy you kill drops an oxygen tank.
And spaces between sources of oxygen are not very far.
I've also found that the penalty for not having oxygen isn't really that bad.
You don't get to double jump, and you slowly lose 1 point of health a second.
More along the lines of it really ought to be doing a little bit more damage to kind of up the stakes a bit, of making you choose whether or not to do a ground slam in that particular circumstance or not, sort of thing.
I've been in a situation like once where it's actually been a big deal that I'm almost out of oxygen.
Yeah, okay. Is that like traveling over a large distance or something?
No, it's because I ran out of oxygen and was on like 5 health at the time. So I just needed to run over, and I had so much time, I was able to get over to where the oxygen was really quickly.
I suppose they didn't really want it to be that much of an annoying feature where it kind of ticks people off and they don't really feel like playing anymore, sort of thing.
I feel like
they also had to use it so that you couldn't just spam double jump and
ground slam and stuff.
Ground slam all the time, because otherwise you could just jump up, slam, jump up, slam.
Yeah, and also because the maps are so large, they want you to be able to traverse the map without constantly having to stop to recharge
true. That would
oxygen.
Get very irritating if you have to.
So they have to
connect the dots, so to speak.
They have to put places around, so if you get caught fighting, you're not just stuck in the middle of nowhere. But they also need to make it so that you can run quite far on a single tank of oxygen without having to stop at every single waypoint.
It's also an interesting aspect where the enemies have these oxygen bubbles around their heads, and if you burst that bubble, so to speak...
They also take very little damage.
Yeah.
They take 5 damage per second? Or 7, depending on what point of the game you're at.
Which can be useful where you go into a situation, shoot everybody's oxygen off, and then you can take them down one by one, and in the background the other enemies are slowly taking damage, which makes them easier and easier to take down. I've found personally.
On my Athena, I kind of use dot damage a lot, because what I do is I'll first shoot their oxygen helmet off.
Yeah.
Then I'll go up and melee them, which puts bleed damage on them. And then I'll just freeze them with my cryo gun. So then they're taking 3 lots of dot damage per second.
Yeah.
So then I can just forget about that guy because he'll die in, whatever, 10 seconds.
That's another thing that this game continues with the whole Borderlands series, where they're really good at implementing that whole stack damage thing, where you can upgrade certain things and use certain guns. Where if you're dealing damage you could ground slam, deal corrosive damage, and then use your super, which might add electric damage and stack every time that you get kills, sort of thing. And it really works well and adds into the whole strategy of the game instead of it just being a straightforward shoot everybody sort of thing.
Yeah, I'll be back in 2 seconds.
Yeah, good. Luke,
Yeah.
is it very different in terms of graphical appearance from the other games?
Fuck no.
Hooray! I suppose the scenery is a little bit different due to location, but it's not really graphical.
Not really though. They've just, instead of being on a barren open desert, you're on a barren open moon.
Desert.
The sands just turned blue and it's always night.
Yeah. But it's really different though, because moon, Luke.
No, there's an ice world now, so you can pretend you're in the Marios, but that's about it. Was there an ice level in the
Yeah, I was
one?
gonna say.
Oh. So,
Oh dear.
yeah. The sand's blue.
Indeed.
Yeah. It's not different at all. It looks like Borderlands.
It does indeed. It carries forth that whole cartoony 3D.
Cell shaded.
That one. Thank you.
No problem.
Going back to the story, actually, have you found that it's kind of cool to be on the other side? Kind of see how the characters develop on the bad guy side before they're bad guys?
To be perfectly honest, I don't actually care that much about Borderlands' story.
We are the bad guys.
Like, it's
we are the bad guys.
It's well written and funny and stuff, but I don't actually give a shit about like any of the characters at all.
One thing that I found a little bit actually, in terms of story delivery, is that in Borderlands 2, this wasn't really the case, where some of the scenes, since they're not really cutscenes, they're kind of acted out in the gameplay itself. Some of it can be a little bit stunted and awkward. Is that just me?
Provide an example.
Like when
I don't
you're
really know what you're talking about.
Like when you're confronting the that person, to not give away spoilers, in the
Oh, you mean
equivalent of
just the fact that it's in engine and you can still control your character? It kind of
it kind of
makes it a bit
takes
weird.
away the drama of it, because you're kind of just running around and it's happening and you don't really pay attention to it. I don't know. Maybe it's just me.
Yeah, well, it's always been kind of tongue-in-cheek, so it doesn't really matter that much if you're doing wacky crap all around it, because the game's meant to be filled with wacky crap.
Yeah, true, I suppose. The gun crusher machine thing.
Used it once, got a shit gun, will never use it again. I hate it.
The grinder. Have you found it to be useful, Alex?
It's a good way of just getting rid of guns that you don't want to sell.
Why wouldn't you want to sell them?
Well, like, generally, like, there is always a chance of going up a grade in guns. So if you've got 3 blues, instead of selling them because you have 100,000 money and you just don't need it, you can then trade them up for a purple.
Yeah.
And there's even like a recipe later on. Well, I think there's a recipe for like 2 purple and an orange or something, and that gets you another orange, or 2 purple and a blue and it gets you an orange, something like that.
Yeah, okay. So
there are
sea levels
actual
up.
recipes to get you higher grade guns.
Which is cool, because Borderlands is all about the loot anyway, so it just gives you another avenue to kind of...
And how disappointed you can be when you open up those crates. And you get a bunch of fucking grenade mods. And everyone is sad.
Yeah, as you were pointing out the other day, Luke, I found that the other Borderlands games, you tend to open up crates and there's more of an abundance of loot that you get.
Seems to. I don't know whether it's still because we're in the early game, but Alex, you may know, but there seems to be tons of green guns, and like the blues, the purples are way rarer than I remember.
Well, something that I've definitely noticed is I've started to find a lot more blues on my second character that's up to around level 18, 19.
Yeah, okay.
I don't know if it's just a level problem or if we've just gotten really unlucky, but I found that within the playthrough I'm doing with Matt, we're just starting to find blues a lot more frequently, along with purples, so I'm not sure if we're just super unlucky or the level is restricting us from finding them.
Yeah, no, I think it's what Luke said, where we're still in the early game, and they're just giving us the progression up to more abundant blues.
So
Where
I think
at this point
in
we don't
our
really don't
playthrough
need.
we found one blue so far out of all the chests we've opened.
Yep. It wasn't even good. It was really bad. No one took it. Well, did anyone take it? I think it might have been an SMG or something.
I know.
With like
They might
fire
have
damage.
just taken it and then sold it or something.
The
The other thing is, though, the thing that Borderlands does is if you pay attention to Twitter, Facebook, and I think it's Tumblr or something, one of those other social media outlets, they put out these shift codes which give you a golden key, which allows you to open a golden chest in Concordia, the hub city.
And cheat! Nah, it's...
Which pretty much, it gives you either 2 or 4 guns of the purple variety of the level you are. So
I remember, because I got, like, the season pass for Borderlands 2, which I proceeded to never use. I got a bunch of those keys, and I found I just hoarded them until I got to the very end of the game, because I didn't want to get low-level, like, purple guns.
Yeah, and
I really wanted, like, really high-level ones.
But then but then you don't really use them at the end of the game
Yeah, but
anyway.
it's the whole, you might need it later syndrome. I was like, well, I'm not gonna, what if I get to a point later that's super hard? I'll need these really good purple guns. So I waited until I'd beaten fucking Handsome Jack. Then I went back and started opening up all these crates. And nothing left to do.
You could always go back and face the end boss, or end game bosses.
On day one, me and Matt went through, like, whatever, the social media outlets and found a bunch of codes. We ended up getting to 16 golden keys. So we pretty much decided, because we have so many, every 5 levels we're just going to open a chest.
Yeah, okay.
That way we're not hoarding them till the very end and just going to get a bunch of stuff we're not going to use. Each level each 5 levels we kind of have a slight buff to get through to the end. Because at least this way it's kind of like, if I'm not getting good loot, at least I can get something I can use from the golden chest.
Yeah, that's a good way to go about it, I suppose. Luke, if you want to do that this time.
I want the shiny, so I'll wait till the very end of the game.
And I suppose.
Then I'll get it does 1 billion damage, and fires lightning out of its hilt, and and then I'll be good.
Yeah.
The only thing I noticed about that way of doing it in Borderlands 2 is the guns become extremely underwhelming when you get to endgame from the golden chest. Because by that point you would have picked up at least 1 or 2 orange guns. And they will be significantly better than whatever you get out of the chest.
Yeah, and also they don't want to have it where you can just buy your way into getting better loot, I suppose. Where if you've gone out and found these awesome weapons, of course they're going to be better than the easy way out, so to speak.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, it's like in Destiny, Alex, with those materials that you can use to get more of the glitter currency. I've not used them at all because I
used them once,
them.
And I ended up getting, I think it was 7 glimmer more for each enemy I killed.
Brilliant. Was it worth it, Alex?
No, because there weren't that many enemies to kill, so it ended up giving me like 30 extra glimmer.
Oh dear.
I don't know
was-
what that
It's
means.
terrible.
Well. Have you found that the humour is on par with Borderlands 2?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Sorry, I missed that question completely.
Have you found that the humour is on par with Borderlands 2?
Oh man, I want to say it's a little better because they're poking fun at Australia.
Yeah, I was going to say, we probably have an upper hand in this case because we're getting all the inside jokes.
Teapot.
It. I don't want to say that it's racist because it's not really making fun of Australians. It's more making fun of the stereotype of
It's
Australians.
as racist as saying, "Oh, English people always drink tea." It's not
Wait, they
really,
don't?
is it?
But yeah, it's more making fun of the
Sometimes we eat
stereotypes of
scones.
Australians. So, all the little things that they hint at are little golden presents that they leave on our doorstep. It's lovely. Yes.
Little shits on our door.
Have either of you got any more to speak
One
about?
game I've been playing is the Monopoly game at your local McDonald's store.
Ooh.
How's that been going?
Shit, I've got a free coffee, not much else. I've got like 5 different Pentonville roads.
Well, well,
No.
can it be like poker? 3 of a kind, you win?
No,
Darn. You can't mix and match games to win?
I wish I could.
It would,
Well, if it were played like poker, I'd just go in there and bluff.
I secretly have all 4 train stations. Oh, dear. And that is a video game because you filmed yourself doing it.
And also, I didn't lose ever, which makes it the best video game. I didn't even have to play.
It's better when it's easier, Luke, so that you can get out of your front door.
I really want Dragon Age just to be good. Uh, and then the thing that
It
really pissed me
won't
off
be.
was then he was like, "Oh, and I barely even used the tactical mode," and I was like, "That's the best mode of Dragon Age Origins. That's the best part of it." It's annoying because Dragon Age Origins was like it played like a classic RPG, but wasn't as the UI wasn't cumbersome like a classic RPG. It had all like the modern day trappings, so it was actually easy and fun to play. And then they just threw it all away to make some generic shit. That was the second one, but I don't have to talk enough about that.
Wait, this higher up, was he working for BioWare when they did do Dragon Age Origins or not?
I don't think so, no.
Okay, well that would make sense then. Because why would you go ahead and say that a feature in your most popular game
Well, it's not the most
wasn't
popular
really...
game. That was Mass Effect.
But
Wasn't
in the most
Let's be
popular
honest,
of
the amount of
series.
people who actually played Dragon Age Origins was nowhere near as high as the amount of people who played Mass Effect.
Most popular of the series, I meant, so sorry. Why would you point out a feature that was so useful in the game and go, oh, well, it wasn't really for me, therefore...
Big Daddy EA wants to appeal to those hip kids who won't play RPGs anyway, so what are they fucking trying?
You mean those kids who just, get bored after 5 minutes and go do
Those
something
kids,
else?
Yeah,
But
those
it's
kids
like...
who love their Call of Duties. They're trying to make RPGs appeal to an audience that RPGs won't appeal to. It's
Wait,
fine that
there
people
are
don't
still
like
people
that.
who like Call of Duty?
Everyone loves Call of Duty.
What?
That's why they're releasing the new one on the Wii U in November.
Alex, you can't talk. You're going to get the new Call of Duty.
I didn't get the last Call of Duty.
I haven't got the last 4. Probably going to get the newest one though because I want some dumb shooter action and I can't rely on Battlefield to provide it anymore.
And Kevin Spacey.
Oh yeah, Kevin Spacey.
But it's like when Dark Souls was trying to market towards Skyrim people.
Did they do that?
Yeah.
When?
Yeah, one of the, I'm pretty sure it was an executive, was like, yeah, we really want to make our game a little bit more like Skyrim so that we can really drag in that.
No, that definitely wasn't Dark Souls.
Yeah.
That was not Dark
Yeah,
Souls.
Yeah. He was
I
talking
can't
about
remember
the
who
Dark Souls
said
2.
it, but it was not Dark Souls.
I'm pretty sure it was.
No, it wasn't.
Yeah, that's the reliability that you get on this podcast. I'm fairly sure, rule of thumb, that it was.
Come back next time, and if you found out that that's true, you can. I'll admit I was wrong, but I remember the
give
quote you're
everyone
talking
$10.
about. It was not Dark Souls 2, because if it was, I would not have pre-ordered Dark Souls 2 like a big dumb idiot.
I mean, Dark Souls.
Wow.
Okay, so $5 are on the table, Luke. If I win, I
20.
get $5. If you win, I get $5.
Okay.
300.
Brilliant. All right. So I think that's it, Luke.
Yep. Well, I
I
think
think
we're
we
done
did
for another fortnight. We've talked about pretty much nothing, which is par for the course. Join us next time where we talk about even less and have participate in unregistered gambling.
But at least it'll be easier, Luke.
It's been 43 minutes.
43 minutes of fun, Alex.
But you'll ruin the illusion. Because it won't be. Because I didn't start recording straight away, so it's going to be close to 40. And,
Hooray!
I say.
oof. Jeez, and now I'm letting it run a bit longer, but no, it's not going to be enough. Oh, we're going now. Bye, everyone.